Hello and welcome. My name is Heather here at Cash Flowing Life. If you are a current subscriber, welcome back and thanks for checking in. If you are new and coming from one of the other collaboration videos, if you like what you see here, please hit that subscribe button and let's get to know each other. In today's collaboration, we are talking all about goals for 2019. Our plan with this collaboration was to not really put any limits or restrictions on the video so that everyone could freely share their goals for 2019, whether that be business, personal, financial, maybe a little bit of both. I think it's a really great idea to see how all different kinds of people break down their goals for the year, because honestly, I am not super great at making New Year's resolutions. I usually don't. It's not my strong point to choose something specific in the beginning of the year and honestly be able to keep up with that for longer than a month or two. I also feel like it puts almost limitations on myself, and then I tend to resist those New Year's resolutions. Is there anyone else out there like that? For me in 2019, I am approaching this year a little bit differently. I've been doing a lot of self-exploration, a lot of learning about my own personality over the last 4 or 5 months. A big contributor to me finding more about myself and learning about myself was learning about my Enneagram number. If you have never heard of the Enneagram, there is a test that you can take. I have linked to the website in the description box below. There's a $12 test that you take that will help identify your number. There's a test that is a series of, I think it's like 120 questions. It took me about 25 minutes to finish, and it will give you your number. And there's a debrief of the personality, and there's also a debrief of the wings that you could be within that. And there are 9 different personalities across the board. And I have just found it to be really interesting. And I've never found anything that has been so accurate about my personal strengths, my internal fears, the areas that I struggle in within business, personal life, professional life, with friends. It has just been really eye-opening, and it's been really fun to dig in a little bit deeper to learn more about myself, to learn more about my husband and my friends. So following the Enneagram over the last 5 months has actually gotten me to this goal for 2019. Within the Enneagram, I am a number 4. 4s are very sensitive, dramatic people who thrive at doing things that they're extremely passionate about, but we often lack structure and internal motivation to do things. At the same time, we can also resist outer expectations of people, and we often want to feel like we are very authentic people, so we don't really want to be following the same path as others, which really made me realize why I wanted to be debt-free. Because when I was 26, 27, however old I was during that time, everyone around me had debt, and I wanted to be different. So here is my authentic 4 self. So within learning about the Enneagram 4, I realized that my entire adult life, and probably childhood life as well, I have lacked structure in my life, and especially structure in the form of systems, especially in business. I am actually very surprised at how much I can get done without having true structure within systems and routines, and I'm very surprised with how much I've been able to get done, and I often wonder how much more productive could I be if I followed a routine and had some plans in place. So that comes to my word for 2019. My word is structure. And I have found that this word shows up in multiple areas of my life, whether that's personal, business, projects, and within like my relationships. And in this video, I'm basically going to be breaking down the areas that I want to work on structure within the first 3 months. I do not like creating goals for the entire year because honestly, if I look back at 2018, in January 2018, I had no idea that I was going to be leaving my private massage practice in September. It was not something that was on the radar. So I like to reevaluate every few months and make sure that my heart is in the right place, to make sure that I'm really happy with the things that I'm doing. And then if I'm not, figure out what needs to change to either make myself happier, to create more income, or to create more freedom within my life. So here are the ways I'm going to be implementing structure in my life for the first quarter of 2019. The first area of structure is going to be within my work day. If you've watched a few videos, you may know that I am in a direct sales business with a safer beauty brand called Beauty Counter. We do a lot of advocacy for safer products across the board within the personal care industry. And a Christmas gift from one of my upline mentors was the Rachel Hollis Start Today journal. I was so freaking excited when I saw this in the mail and opened it up. I got it the day before Christmas Eve, and it was just perfect to help me create structure for 2019. So I've been filling this out and creating a plan for the next day. So I create a plan in the evening for what I'm feeling passionate or drawn to do the next day. I've found for myself that it's really hard for me to plan my week out, especially within with the direct sales, when something will like pop up within my email, or I have a team member that needs my help, or just some things roll up last minute. So I tend to keep the Beauty Counter business relatively flexible, and I try to keep a few hours available in my day to work on anything that comes up with that. And then the other things that I work on during the week, I see my massage clients, so those people are usually scheduled within a week or week and a half in advance, so they're rather easy to work around. And then next is my Cash Flowing Life content here on YouTube, and then my newly opened Etsy shop, which I will link down below as well. I have a bunch of budget templates there for you guys. And then if you're a Beauty Counter consultant watching this, I also have some templates that I personally use within that business to help me, one, grow my downline, making sure that I am keeping track of my expenses within that business for every month and the entire year. The next thing I need a lot of structure and help with is a new gym routine. So I have been a member at my CrossFit gym for the last 5 years. I feel like I am kind of coming out of CrossFit and it's not something that really excites me anymore. So I went ahead and downgraded and got a membership just at my local gym, and it's been a little bit difficult still finding motivation to go there because I'm having to figure out what I'm going to do for the day and kind of go off of a workout plan that I did end up paying for, a burn program by Emily Schramm. I will link to that down below too. Her meal plans and her workout plans are awesome. But I'm still finding myself not as motivated to go to the gym because I am really missing the community that CrossFit gave me, but I'm not missing the super high intensity workouts, that's for sure right now. The next thing that I need structure in, I've talked about this a lot on my Instagram stories, is meal prep. So to start that off on the right foot for 2019, I actually purchased, it's basically a really big chalkboard from Target from the Magnolia line, and it's probably a 2x4, and I've just been writing in each day my plan for work for the day and then what we're having for dinner. So that has helped me with the structure for meal planning, just having something written on the board. And then we're also keeping our grocery list on that. So if there's anything that my husband runs out of, he knows what day I'm going to the store, so he just puts it on the list. And that has been so helpful for not only meal planning, but our relationship, because grocery shopping and food, I feel like. Next up are some things within the health department. So our health insurance changed this year, and it actually changed for the better. I'm really excited about it. We get, I think it's 30 chiropractic visits a year. So, and they're all covered. So I am definitely going to be taking advantage of that. My plan is to find someone local here in town. There's actually a place that I could walk to that's like a half a mile away. So I was thinking, how nice would it be to go to that clinic, assuming I like the chiropractor and everyone that works there. But how nice would it be to have that be my chiropractic office, and on nice days I can walk to my appointment. So adding chiropractic back into my routine regularly is on my list to do. Again, with the gym, my goal is 3 times a week. And then the other area in health that just still overlaps with my overall quarterly goal is meal planning, because if I can plan my meals, I can make healthier choices. As for activities, these first 3 months of the year are a little bit slow. We're just going to be kind of hanging out in January and February. We don't really have anything on the books. I don't have anything on the books business-wise. And my husband doesn't start school until April. We've kind of been going back and forth about doing some weekend trips, but we live in the Pacific Northwest and it is rainy and cold, and if I'm going to be rainy and cold, I'd rather just be in my house. And then at the end of March, Beauty Counter has this is their first annual leader meeting, so you have to hit a certain qualification to be able to go. So I will be going to their lead conference at the end of March, and that is going to be in Phoenix. Well, I'm going to have a great time in Phoenix and soak up some of the sun before I come back to Portland, and then the very next weekend we have a wedding to go to in April. So that's kind of more Q2, but it's wedding season. And last but not least, business for 2019. So the first quarter of 2019 for this Cash Flowing Life channel, I am super close to hitting my minimum for monetizing. I should be there by the end of January. And then my Etsy store has been doing better than I had expected. It has only been open for a week from today. So I am pleasantly surprised with how well it's done and the income that I've earned off of it. So my goal for the first quarter is to be making $1,000 with this Cash Flowing Life brand a month, and I want March to be my first $1,000 month. Also in business for quarter one, actually in a couple weeks, I am going to be on a podcast. We're going to be doing the recording in a couple of weeks, and I get to share all about my Cash Flowing Life experience. So I'm really excited to be able to spread the word about living debt-free and financial freedom beyond people who are actually searching for it via either YouTube or Instagram. So I'm really looking forward to reaching an audience who, you know, they may just listen to the podcast episode and that may be their first time learning about who Dave Ramsey is, or that being debt-free is actually an option and it's something that is actually attainable. Because I feel like if you are doing a search for this on YouTube, or if you are searching the debt-free community or something similar on Instagram, it's something that you've already been introduced to, or maybe you know someone who's shared their story, so you're trying to do a little bit of your own research. But if I could reach someone via podcast that is not already focused on financials, I think that that's just a really great way to share this lifestyle and to inspire someone. So once that podcast goes live, I will link it to whichever next video is coming up, or I might even do a separate video on actually recording, because I will be recording live with one of my friends who's a co-host on the podcast. So stay tuned for that. The last business goal for the first quarter of 2019 is I would love to double my business volume so far with Beauty Counter. This would allow me to more than replace what I'm bringing home from doing massage here at my house. And what that's going to provide me is more time to focus on Cash Flowing Life. I have some big goals for this channel for the whole year, which I'm not going to share yet. You guys are going to have to check back in, because I am going to do a quarter one recap and then do a video in April or at the end of March. We'll kind of see those last 2 weeks between those 2 months are going to be kind of crazy, but my goal for this is to reevaluate each quarter and see how I did, and then focus on new goals for each quarter too, so you guys can kind of like see the progress and see how this works. So that is my word for 2019. Those are my goals for the first quarter of the year. And if you could leave in the comments below, I would like to know, Do you have a word for 2019? What is it? Why do you need help in that area of your life? And most of all, how can this community support you to reach your goals? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.